Did you know that some habits right after waking up can cause your blood sugar to rise even before 10 antes do meio-dia? Without you realizing it, many people wake up, follow their routine on autopilot, and only discover hours later that their glucose has already skyrocketed. And the most worrying thing is that this can be happening silently every day, even to those who think they are doing everything right. Maybe you've already experienced this. You wake up, still feel tired. Start the day as usual, and when you measure your blood glucose or have tests done, you realize that your blood sugar is higher than it should be first thing in the morning. Or maybe you don't even measure it, but you feel strange signs in your body, such as lack of energy, hunger at odd hours, or that feeling that something isn't working right. Have you ever stopped to wonder why this happens? The truth is that the body undergoes important changes upon waking. During the first hours of the day, hormones kick in, the metabolism reacts, and blood sugar levels can rise naturally. The problem is that some morning habits end up worsening this process, causing glucose spikes in the morning and making it difficult to control blood sugar throughout the day. And this doesn't just affect those who already have diabetes. People with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or even those who have never been diagnosed can also suffer from these glucose spikes without realizing it. Many habits that seem harmless are part of most people's routines. Skipping breakfast, overdoing it on sugar early in the morning, drinking coffee on an empty stomach, not drinking water upon waking, remaining completely still, or starting the day under stress. Alavdiska directly influence blood glucose levels in the first hours of the morning. The problem is that almost no one associates these behaviors with blood sugar spikes. And that's where the danger lies. What you're about to discover may surprise you, because these habits are not usually addressed clearly. Many people believe that blood sugar only rises because of what you eat during the day. But the morning routine has a huge impact on metabolic health, insulin resistance, and glucose control. Small choices made right after waking up can determine whether your day starts with balance or with a silent imbalance in blood sugar. And most importantly, these habits don't just cause a momentary increase in glucose. They can contribute to recurrently high blood sugar levels, affecting metabolism, making diabetes control more difficult. Stay with me until the end, because throughout this video you will understand how common morning routine habits can be, sabotaging your blood sugar control before 10 a.m. Even without clear symptoms, you will realize that it's not about guilt, but about awareness. When you understand what's happening in your body, it becomes much easier to make better choices. And now, the question is, what exactly are these habits that seem normal, but are raising your blood sugar early in the morning? That's what we're going to start exploring from now on. Did you know that skipping breakfast or fasting for too long can be one of the main causes of high fasting blood glucose? It seems simple, but when you leave your body without energy in the early morning hours, it reacts by releasing sugar into the bloodstream to ensure fuel for the organs and muscles. This mechanism makes sense from the body's point of view, but for those with diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance, it can become a real problem. When you fast for an extended period, your body understands that it needs to produce more glucose than necessary to maintain energy levels. And that's precisely where the morning glucose spikes occur. Even if you don't yet notice clear symptoms, your body is trying to compensate for the lack of food, and this directly impacts blood sugar control throughout the day. Small choices, such as including a balanced meal upon waking, can help prevent these spikes and improve your metabolic health. The question remains, do you usually skip breakfast or wait too long to eat when you wake up? If so, this may be contributing to your high-fasting blood glucose. Share your experience and how you feel in the morning in the comments. Understanding how each body reacts is essential to improving blood sugar control and preventing unnecessary spikes. Did you know that starting the day with foods high in sugar or refined carbohydrates can be sabotaging your blood sugar control even before 10 antes do meio-dia? Many people wake up and consume white bread, cakes, sugary cereals, or even processed juices without realizing the impact this has. These morning habits that increase blood sugar cause rapid glucose spikes in the first few hours of the day, overloading the body and making it difficult to balance blood sugar. When you eat simple carbohydrates in the morning, digestion is quick and the sugar enters the bloodstream immediately. This causes the body to release a large amount of insulin to control glucose. But if you already have insulin resistance or a tendency towards high blood sugar, this mechanism doesn't work so well, and the result is glucose spikes in the morning that can last throughout the day. Over time, these habits contribute to a consistent pattern of high blood sugar levels, increasing the risk of prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. And here's an important thought. Have you noticed that even after drinking normal coffee or juices first thing in the morning, you still feel that intense hunger or tiredness shortly afterward? The result of these rapid glucose spikes caused by morning habits that increase blood sugar. To better control blood sugar, small changes, such as swapping refined carbohydrates for protein and fiber sources, can make a big difference. Tell us in the comments, what is your usual breakfast? Do you notice these energy and hunger spikes soon after eating? Sharing your experience helps not only you become aware, but also other people who are trying to keep their blood sugar under control and prevent unnecessary spikes early in the morning. Did you know that drinking coffee on an empty stomach or overdoing caffeine first thing in the morning can directly interfere with your blood sugar? Not everyone reacts the same way. And that's precisely where the detail that many people ignore lies. When you consume coffee on an empty stomach, caffeine can stimulate the release of hormones like cortisol, which increases glucose production by the liver for those who already have insulin resistance. This effect can be even more intense, causing glucose spikes that make it difficult to control blood sugar in the first few hours of the day. The problem is that many people believe that coffee is harmless or even beneficial to start the day. But when consumed on an empty stomach, it can generate a metabolic response that harms those who need to keep their blood glucose balanced. These glucose spikes may leave you with that momentary feeling of energy, but fatigue, hunger at odd hours, and a desire to consume more sugar quickly arise, creating a cycle that compromises metabolic health. And here's a thought. Have you noticed that sometimes breakfast or the first cup of coffee leaves you more anxious, agitated, or hungry soon after? This may be related to how your body reacts to caffeine on an empty stomach, and 2. Insulin resistance. Small changes, such as drinking coffee after a balanced meal or reducing caffeine intake, can greatly help control blood sugar and stabilize blood glucose levels throughout the day. Tell us in the comments, do you usually drink coffee on an empty stomach? Have you noticed how your body reacts after the first cup? Share your experience, because understanding these individual responses is essential for better glucose control and avoiding unnecessary spikes early in the morning. Did you know that starting the day without drinking water can be harming your blood sugar control in the first few hours of the morning? It seems simple, but morning dehydration causes the body to work harder to maintain fluid balance, and this can lead to an increase in blood glucose. When you wake up and skip drinking water, your metabolism doesn't function as efficiently, and sugar levels can silently rise, even before breakfast. Water is essential for transporting nutrients and regulating metabolism. Without it, the body needs to release more stress and energy hormones, such as cortisol, to maintain normal functioning. And this directly impacts blood glucose levels. For those with diabetes, prediabetes, or a tendency towards insulin resistance, this small lack of hydration can make controlling blood sugar even more difficult early in the day, creating unexpected spikes that affect the rest of the day. And here's a question for you to reflect on. Do you usually wake up and drink water before starting your routine? Or do you skip this step without realizing its importance? Small changes, such as drinking a glass of water upon waking, can help your body balance glucose, improve metabolism, and start the day with more energy and stability. Tell us in the comments, have you ever felt a difference in energy or hunger when you drink water in the morning? Sharing your experience helps not only raise awareness, but also helps others who are trying to keep their blood sugar under control and avoid silent spikes early in the morning. Did you know that spending the entire morning still, without moving, can be contributing to early morning glucose spikes? Many people wake up, get ready for work or study, and remain seated or still until their first meal, without realizing that morning inactivity directly interferes with blood glucose control. When the body doesn't move, glucose uptake by cells decreases, metabolism slows down, and blood sugar levels can rise more than they should. But the good news is that you don't need to do intense exercise to see a difference. Small movements, such as stretching, a brisk walk around the house, or a few minutes of light activity, can help reduce glucose spikes and improve insulin sensitivity early in the day. Including this type of action in your morning routine for diabetes is a simple but powerful way to keep your blood sugar more stable and start the day with more energy and vitality. And here's a thought. Do you notice that sedentary mornings leave you more tired or hungry outside of mealtimes before lunch? This could be the result of a sedentary routine that harms blood sugar levels. Tell us in the comments, what's your morning routine like today? Do you move around early or spend hours sitting still? Sharing your experience helps you become more aware and also inspires other people who are trying to improve their blood sugar control in the morning. Have you ever noticed how waking up in a hurry, worried, or overwhelmed can leave you tired and anxious even before breakfast? This type of morning stress isn't just uncomfortable. It has a direct effect on your blood sugar. When you start the day under pressure, Your body releases cortisol, the so-called stress hormone, which causes the liver to release more glucose into the bloodstream. The result: early morning sugar spikes that can last for hours, impacting blood sugar control throughout the day. Morning stress affects every part of the metabolism. It hinders the action of insulin, increases insulin resistance in those who are already prone to it, and causes that feeling of sudden hunger or untimely tiredness. Therefore, even if you follow a balanced diet later, the effects of cortisol released early can impair blood glucose stability. Small moments of calm upon waking, such as taking deep breaths, doing light stretches, or organizing your morning calmly, can reduce these spikes and help keep blood sugar levels more balanced. So, to recap, all those little habits you practice before 10 a.m., skipping breakfast, consuming sugar or refined carbohydrates, overdoing the coffee, not drinking water, staying still, and starting the day stressed, have a direct impact on your blood sugar. These are simple actions, but they can ruin or protect your blood sugar depending on how you choose to conduct your morning routine. Small habits before 10 a.m. can ruin or protect your blood sugar. And the good news is that, with awareness and simple adjustments, you can transform these mornings into great allies for your metabolic health. If you've made it this far, leave a comment saying I'm with you until the end, so I know this message made sense to you. Like the video if this information about morning habits and blood sugar control was useful and helped you see new ways to take care of your blood sugar. And subscribe to the channel to continue following content about diabetes, metabolic health, and simple ways to protect your body from the start. There's a video over here that complements this topic. Click on it and continue watching to learn more about how small changes in your routine can make a huge difference to your health.